Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button and I sustainably craft, slow stitch and junk journal, and today is a junk journaling day. So I have next month, which is not very far away, it's probably about 2.5 weeks away, I've got a workshop to do at work. It's kind of an hour and a half of craft. So in that I'm going to have 3 things, and I've already done a little video of me thinking it through. But then from conversations with colleagues, I've kind of come up with that I probably need to have 3 things for an hour and a half. Because the thing is about, with some people, you give them one thing to do. Like, I could probably spend an hour and a half on an envelope and creating a letter for myself to write. So that's the first activity. It would be that we have all the things that we need to decorate the envelope, to write the letter. I would do that, and I'm going to do examples of each, and we might have a video on that, writing a letter to ourselves, and how we might make that junky journally. I don't know, but yeah, as I think that through and I make these examples, we will do that. So that's the first one, and then the second one. Actually, no, we'll do the second one because this is what we're going to do today. Everybody's going to get a paper clip, a covered paper clip. I've already made them. They don't have the butterflies on, but they do have this bit and that bit. Yeah. Just as a gift. So the second one is to make over a vintage postcard and kind of make it as another postcard for yourself, or a vision board, or choose something to focus on. So choose a word. So it could be, because this is what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to use the word trust on the front of this. I'm going to decorate it, use the word trust, and then I'm going to write a letter to myself about trusting myself, basically. So there's that. And then, because like I said, an hour and a half can either be no time or a lot of time, depending on how you are really and what you do. Then the third thing would be a mini junk journal. So I'm going to have to make 30 of these, so everybody gets to have one. I've folded them all out, and I've folded the big paper, just in the process of sticking the pages in. I do a few every day, it'll be fine. So I will kind of attempt to fill this or start this properly. I've just done the cover, and I will just keep doing. These are the offcuts from the pages. I've just made a little pad, bits from magazines. The supplies are going to be quite limited. So my office is on the top floor, so it's on the, if you're English, it's on the 2nd floor. If you're from anywhere else, it's on the 3rd floor. It's the top floor. So, you know, everything has to go up those stairs. So I'm not going to be carrying too much. So I also want to use up my single-use craft items that have been bought for me. So I'm going to use this. And just because it's never been used, I've had it for years, but I like the words and the sentiments, and people can just take a word and be encouraged. So I think it's all in black with white text and white and black text. That yeah, you can take them out. So there's that. There will be a box of like stickers and stuff as well that I'm trying to get rid of, that I will take as well, just so that people can use. I'm going to be taking this box. I might add to it, I don't know, depending on time, which is stamped elements in book pages. So there's clocks, there's like these bows, there's labels, there's some bugs. There's loads of different bits and pieces for people to have a dig through, see if they like anything. I may take some other fussy cut sheets as well and see if people want to choose things from there. I also have 2 boxes of, well, there's some raffle tickets in there, but generally it's magazine cuttings, so cuttings from craft magazines and other magazines, and there may be some books for people to get their images and stuff from there. So I've had a little dig through here, and I did find a bee that I've stamped on a book page. I've coloured it in and cut it out somewhat. I've not cut the antenna off, but that they would probably fall off if I cut them out, so that's why I've done that. I also found this little image that had a bee on it, or two bees. It says thank you there, but we can overwrite that. We don't have to listen to what the sentiment is. So we're going to make over this postcard, make it into a sort of, I'm thinking, what do I need? I do need my glue. I'm going to use my PVA glue, but I'm going to get our lovely admin person at work to buy a few boxes of Pritt Stick. Where's my glue brush? Where is my glue brush? I don't want to make another one as a glue brush, because I use watercolour. I'm going to have to. Okay. So, we'll have two glue brushes. So, if you start using PVA with a brush, you can only ever use that brush for PVA again. But that doesn't matter. I can sacrifice another brush to it. So, I want to find... Oh, I like that, how it's got some water on it. Obviously, I didn't do that with the stays on. My thoughts. Let's have a look at what paper I've got. So, I'm going to be taking this dictionary that's from... 1938, so it's not quite an antique. And then I've got 4 of these Children's Britannica at random volumes, so I'll be taking these as well so that we can use the images. I might do some cutting of these out. I might leave them in there and see what happens. So, because there's some amazing pictures. And all of the magazine stuff is very girly, and the stuff in here won't be. So we've got, look at the sardine. There's all kinds of stuff here. Look at this. So it's so very of the time. I like that. So we'll have a look through. I think I just want... Let's do this with Captain Scott of the Antarctica. Just want the text, really. I'm going to keep it girly. And then I've got... Can I actually find the word trust? I don't know if I can. Just going to take from the front. So I've got 2. Let's see. I might just need this actually. I'm thinking decorate the back as well somewhat. So I'm thinking of that. Should we do it? I might not even use my PVA, I might just use this because it'll be quicker. Okay, well they'll be using Pritt Stick. I went to Risley Barnes and there was a haul last weekend and I got hundreds of vintage postcards that need to be prettied up. So if you have, old but ugly postcards, I mean this is probably from the 80s or 90s, it's not terribly old, but that's okay. It's all going to work. This is the one for you. No, let's get a piece. Let's get some scissors. Just cut it out. And then we'll decorate it. And things like this, you know, this is why I'm doing 3 things, because some people, it doesn't, you know, they don't vibe with it. They don't get it, and they're like, oh. But, you know, this could also be a really mindful practice where you sort of think about the imagery you're putting on, think about the meanings of things. I don't know why. Perhaps we're a bit too close. I don't know. It looks sharp. I'm practicing. I might pull you back a little bit. I am practicing different places to put the camera. So give me some feedback in the comments. Would you like it straight over the top or a little bit more at an angle like this? This is helpful for me because I can see if you're all in frame. If I'm in frame for you, or I don't know, however you would say that. Yeah, it's just helpful. So we've got this here. We've got the back and the front. We're going to work on. We're going to work on this side. Now, we will have the equivalent of Posca markers there, but we won't have my usual gold because I just don't have enough to spread around 30 people. I want to put some sort of border on. I think I'm going to use navy. And just do a really simple line all around. It's not even straight. That's all right. So how are you? What have you been doing today? I went back to that charity shop I went to last week, but I took a friend from the Junk Journal community chat room group to scope it out as a possible venue for a get-together. The idea being you do a bit of craft and you also do a bit of shopping. And I think it might work. So watch this space. I'm going to let that dry before... Oh, now I can push that down. Okay. Right then. So we've got our nice background. Let's have a look at things. I don't want that yet. I do want... sort of imagery. Oh, what's that? It might be too much for that. We will keep looking through. So let's bring this here. Wonderful wildflowers. See, I like the words as well. When I cut up magazines, I do. If I think there's something in the words that's useful, I will keep them. Oh, okay, we've got the landscape belongs to the person who looks at it. Okay. Oh, I've got some really old stuff there. I might leave that for somebody else to find. What have we got here? Oh, I've got something else somebody else can find. I might do some printing of some graphics fairy stuff out. That might be helpful. That's a bit autumnal. From you know who. Okay. Got an angel. I like that. Your craft magazines are, oh, no, I quite like that. Craft magazines are really good, just resources for cutting bits and pieces out and having a play. I wouldn't just stick something like that in a junk journal, but I use the layers. It's the layers that's important. So, do I still want that? No, I don't. That means I'm back to the drawing board. Okay, that might work. Nope. More purpley bits. Oh, I might have that. Just finding bits. And I think when you're in between projects, cutting this stuff out and just having it and using the things you have is just really helpful. Really, really helpful. What kind of colouring is that? Okay. You might be bringing this back in. You might be. Oh, somebody's doing some gardening. Quite like that. Should we do some ripping up? Some straight ripping up, Lindsay. We've got another little bee we could cut out there. So the word I'm going to use is trust. And I think trust is a really important thing. It's like, so we work in a mental health environment, so it's trusting other people, trusting yourself, trusting your training, your knowledge. I quite like that. Put the word trust in the middle there. But I don't want the lines, but I do want to cut it, I don't want to rip it. So I like that because I keep you in shot and then I go out of shot. It's all a learning curve. So the channel will be 1 year old in July, and I'm actually, going to have all of July as its birthday. Have a birthday month, why not? I think I need another bit of colour coming down here. Got any more? I do have more of this. Need to find a place to put that bee, because I do want that bee. I do hope that noise is not bothering you. There's nothing I can do about it. Can't live where there's people living their lives. Oh, do I want it over? No, I want it back. Okay. Now then, I want this tub, I think. I'm going to put the word trust in somehow. Oh, I've got Tracy labels. I could take a load of Tracy labels. To try and think. It's too big. Is it too big? How do we go? That's definitely too big. I could make it like a ticket and put some of the plain paper behind it. So cut this bit out. That's a possibility. Oh, that might be the one though. I think that might be the one. Got that one. You know, it's quite warm in here. I was going to open the window, but obviously I'm not going to do that now. Because of the noise. That's quite sweet. Put together like tickets. Okay. We're not going to use that on that. That can, all of those bits and pieces I like, I'll put in that journal. Let's audition each one. See, I think these are too wide. I think that's too long. That's too wide. That's again too wide, but it does blend in better. I think that's the winner. What do we think? So I need to go around the outside of all these other bits and pieces, but I want to choose what I'm going to write in here. It is a unipin. We'll use that. Let's have a look. So we want to say the word trust. Trust is really important. It's important, like, I don't want to sort of overshare, but trust is something I've struggled with, and I think I've worked it out now as something adult, that is, I don't trust other people because I don't trust myself, and I don't trust other people or myself because of the kind of system that I was brought up in, that you were told not to trust yourself, like literally hammered into you, practiced sayings that would tell you not to do that. Sounds like I was brought up in a cult. I wasn't. Very pedestrian. And it's just the sort of like, as you grow up and you think different things, and you know, you have different values. Let's do slightly thicker. Kind of. Doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. I like it. Gonna put one of my stars on each side. Trust. So yeah, so I know for me, I've got to learn how to trust myself, and then I can trust other people. That's not an easy thing to do at 50 odd. And like it sounds like, again, it sounds like, oh, I haven't been through any major trauma. I had my dad die when I was a teenager. It's the most traumatic, and it is a life-changing thing to happen to you, but there's not any other big major trauma in my life. But I know trust is a thing for me anyway. Might not be for you. You might have a completely different way of looking at it, and that's absolutely fine. I am going to get my white gel pen out because I can't resist but I don't have enough to take around to everybody. I might just take them and say, I think I'm going to send an email around to say, like, if you've got any favourite things, and so say for me, like, mine is my white gel pen, is have white gel pen, will travel. Okay. Do I like that? I like that. So we're going to put that there. I guess it's a lesson in how you use the scraps from a magazine as well. We didn't decide how we were going to use that bee, did we? I think we probably can still. We've got space, haven't we? Oh, I like that. And that's another layer. Okay, let's cut him out. No, we won't cut him out until we're just going to stick him down because he's very fragile. Right, so we have that piece. What time are we on? 26. Do you think we're going to get it done? I think just over half an hour would be good. No. I do want to go around this with a pen, but I don't know what colour. I think a pink. I don't know. I've been reaching for pink a lot lately. It's not. I wouldn't say it was a big colour of mine beforehand. I do like purple, so I might actually. Do we want purple? I think we do. I think we want a purple. I bought some lavender today for the front door, and we planted it. I want some wisteria next to actually go. We live in a terraced house, and all the soul's been ripped out of this terraced house, particularly on the outside. And it's got a modern porch that I'm not giving up because it is very handy. It's like almost like an airlock to the house. It keeps the room warmer. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of the porch. So that means we've got to disguise it ugly, and we're going to do that. Now, the porch in the UK means something that's covered. It's not like we would call that a veranda, like a deck outside your front door or your back door. Particularly the front, we call that a veranda if it had a cover over it. But we have a porch, which is like a little tiny room, just sort of slotted on the front of the house. Yeah, I like that. You could use your inks for this. We're not going to have inks on the day. And I would normally use my gold gel pen. This is what I would use the gold pen for. But because we're not going to have that, we're not going to use it. So, we don't have like, I won't be able to get paints out and stuff. So I don't want to, like get the paints out. I might make some jelly prints or something. I don't know. See, I've got time. I can take, I shouldn't be doing this in my own time, but because I'm making a video, I thought, well, it does double trouble. But I can book some time in my diary. Okay, let's just stick this on here. Remember, we would be using Pritt stick. I might even just do, so if you're doing the workshop now, and you might have been directed to me, to this video, I might do that, just do some QR codes. And this is the masterboarded postcard. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I think that's it. You can it's like a vision board, so you could you could fill it with pictures of things you want and you hope for. I don't really have any woo in me for things like that, but I do believe in intentions, and so for me, the trust thing is a big thing. So this is something that when we're finished, I will put up on my inspiration board, and it'll be something I look at quite often, and it'll just sort of challenge me to focus on trust a little bit more. Now I can either push that to the side there, where's that B, and put there, B trust. I mean, it's not, doesn't make sense in that sense, but it does kind of make sense. What do we think? Do we like that? I like that. I don't know where my little scissors are gone, but we'll use these scissors. Yeah, so I did buy some bits from the shop this morning when I went in with Fiona. After Fiona left, I went and had a mooch around, and I had a chat with the lady who runs the shop, and I was there another hour. It's only supposed to be a quick thing. Took a long time, but that's alright. It was nice to see Fiona and her husband. Okay, I think we're going to put that on there. There we go. Here we go. You can hear Lily playing. It sounds like Minecraft with her friends online. They're from all over the world, really. Just friends she made during the pandemic, all verified and checked out. And then she's kind of got her friends from college they all integrate. It's really nice, actually. She's got a nice little community of people she knows online and people she knows in real life, which is quite cool. What do we think? That's my version. I think we should put something on the back. I don't know why, I just do. To remind you that it's trust. Let's do this. I don't like putting round things in that with that pair of scissors. They're fantastic for material, really, those scissors, just as snips. But anything like this, they're just not. I think they're quite heavy. Just go around the V there like that. Then we need another one of those labels. So this is in lieu of a stamp. Because I'm not carrying my stamps up those stairs. I was like, I'm not carrying my stamps and ink up those stairs either. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But we can put our trust there. Right, so this needs, I think, another navy blue. So yeah, things like this, I generally, I didn't do it this year at the beginning of the year because it's almost like I didn't need it. I knew what I wanted to do, which was to finish the organisation of the craft room to make this sort of craft store in my home situation, which I am like 90% there. I am basically, I just need a piece of furniture for here. But that, that can just take however long that takes. And now that there, where are we going to play with this? I think it should go like that. And then we can even use that and the background. Like that. Let's do that. I've got to go and think what we're going to do for dinner. Alright, let's write the word trust. We're going to do it in Posca pen. Like that. And then I'm going to go over the Posca pen when it dries. This postcard was not 50p. This postcard was one of those that was 30 for £1. Excuse me for blowing, that's probably in your ear. I just want it to dry quickly. Dry. So I bet loads of you have got craft magazines, or you've got some sort of magazines in your home. Get them cut out. Just if you see a pretty picture you like, even if it's got something on it you don't like this, had words I didn't want, cut it out. You can change it. You can, you can sort of adapt your supplies to what you want. So then I'm going to go around the letters in my white gel pen because it is my favourite and my best. I think Mel's just gone out to the shed, to the garage. He's kind of insulating it to create his own workspace and play space. I think he's been spurred on by the epicness of my craft room. A jest. It's something we need to get done. We're having the house remortgaged next year, and it's the quickest way to add value if he turns that into an office. It should add some value. Because it's another room. But he will. It'll be done. I think my gel pen needs to be replaced. So that's one side. I'm going to put a bit more of this on to do like a border. And then we'll call it good. I'm not going to write my writing on it now. But this is basically, you would write on here either a loose plan of what you want to achieve. Like if I'd done one for YouTube, which I probably should have done one for YouTube, I would have put like YouTube on the front, or the vintage button on the front, and then I would write my goals on there, and then, it would be a way of me measuring myself and the goals. But that's basically it. Oh, that is quite nice, actually. Much nicer than the original, if I do say so myself. I hope you liked it. I hope you crafted along with me. Grab, you don't need a postcard to do this. A piece of cereal packet, anything, any shape. Grab some scraps. This has been very few scrapped bits and pieces, and you get to make a pretty thing. So there we go. I hope you like it. That's the other side. Still a bit wet. Ready for me to write in. I'm glad I've spent time with you today. I'm going to go and sort life out downstairs, and I will see you tomorrow where we're going to do a slow stitch with sort of really working on that scroll that I started where it was use whatever you have. We're going to be working on that tomorrow. I finished it, but I'm sending it off to somebody, and I don't know if I should. Yeah, I might keep that private. But I've done an epic slow stitch today, or this week, if I do say so myself. I might show it. Yeah, I'll stick it in a slow stitch video. Alright then, I'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye.